So guys, how would you like to boost your DPS in Wrath of the Lich King Classic? Well, this simple tool will work for every class in the game, because today we're going to be talking about the importance of simming your own character. This is easily made possible now by the WoW Sim Exporter add-on and the Wrath of the Lich King Classic Sim tool. I'm surprised how little people are aware that you can do this and just how beneficial it is to your character. With the abundance of gear through the catch-up systems now available in Phase 3, it's very likely you are leaving increases to your DPS on the table. Because let's be honest, most classic Andes don't min-max that much. They just look at a base list on Wowhead and call it a day. And this is where the problem lies, because an upgrade could be an upgrade without you realising it. Because honestly, just looking at the stats alone and using some kind of stat weight calculator it just doesn't work, because the effective DPS increase value of certain stats changes depending on how much stats you have, and it's just going to fluctuate and be so different on every single unique character, which is why you always need to be simming your character. For example, I recently acquired the Frostforge Helm from Onyxia. Now this item isn't even mentioned on the Wowhead BIS list, so I just thought, well, maybe that's because it's not a good item. Because maybe it's not worth breaking my 4-piece tier bonus. But when I actually put the item into the sim, it simmed more DPS with the item equipped. But when you think about it, this makes sense, because the 4-piece set bonus first of all isn't that good for Unholy. Even now that we are using Scare Strike, we only really weave it in to get the sigil buff. And the helmet itself has 31 more strength than the Iron Riveted Warhelm. And as you can see, it also has a really good socket bonus, and it's made me switch my meta gem to the crit gem that requires 2 blue gems, because I've got 2 good bonuses on my cloak and helmet now. And I wouldn't have known that swapping to this meta gem is an upgrade, again, without using the sim tool. If I had just listened to the BIS list, I would have kept this item in my bag until Cataclysm for transmog later. So let me talk you through how to use the add-on. It is ridiculously simple. By the way guys, if you want to know what other add-ons I've used and how I set up my UI, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, check out my subscriber only video, and you'll find a cheeky video there talking through it. Unfortunately for this add-on, there's no mini-map button, but you can just go to the option menu. So options, add-ons, WoW Sims Exporter, then we're going to open the exporter window. Then we're very simply just going to press this generate data button, which is all of your equipped gear, so make sure you've actually got your gear on. You press Ctrl-C to obviously put it onto the clipboard, and then we're going to tab out to the WoW Sims website. Now I'm obviously a Death Knight, so I'm going to go to Death Knight, DPS, then it will automatically load up the best in slot gear, which is also a very useful resource to look at as well. You don't really need to even look at Wowhead guides or anything like that, because it's already here in the WoW Sims, and it's much easier to work out. And then you press import, add-on. I'm just going to paste this in, and this will very simply paste my character. There you go, my character is now in the sim. So now you can do anything you want. You can compare different gear pieces to see whether they are actually going to be a physical DPS increase. You can see what gem bonuses are worth getting and which ones are worth not getting, and obviously save a lot of gold in the process. For example, one thing I need to do now is work out whether it's worth farming that Sidereal Essence for 2 Void Sabers, so let's do that now. First of all, you go to the talent menu to make sure you've actually got the correct talents, because I just recorded basically the next 2 minutes of the video in the wrong talent build. So this is what I've got currently on a 90-second fight. What I can work out is, should I replace Cerealis or Sorcerer, and I can sim them both with a Void Saber. So replacing the mace is a grand total of a 10 DPS increase, but weirdly when I have the mace still equipped, it's a 6 DPS loss. So from this data I can deduce that it is not worth investing, let's be honest, probably a good 20 hours of my time to get like another few DPS points. With the sim tool you can also evaluate different talents depending on what you want to go for to see whether something's going to be a DPS loss or a DPS increase, and obviously with glyphs also. You can change the settings of the fight to evaluate what gear pieces or talent points are best on certain fight durations. You can evaluate the difference between races, so let's have a little look at that now. Let's change it to an Orc 2261. So as you can see, the Troll is definitely the superior Unholy DK race. There's absolutely everything that you need here. I mean, you can even change whether Army of the Dead is popped pre-pull or as a cooldown. Whatever encounter you've set up, you can also save this to sim it later, and you can also do this with gear. You can save whatever gear builds. As you can see, I've also done a sim of using 2 Void Sabers here to sim that later. And there's certain talent builds also. There's some obviously there already. Let's say you wanted to save a custom build for later, then you can also do that. And quick FYI, all the best in slot talent builds and all the best in slot gear is basically already in the sim. And this is maintained by the biggest brains in the Classic WoW community, so honestly, you don't really need to look at any other website. You can just go to your WoW Sims website, bookmark this, and make it your Bible. Because at the end of the day, the people who write the guides use the sim before they write the guides. Rather than reading the guides, just go straight to the source. Bob's your uncle. But anyway guys, that's going to be the end of the video there. By the way, the reason why Dalaran is empty is because it is 6 AM, so don't worry or anything. I'm not playing on a dead server. Anyway, until my next video, ciao.